Well, good day. Here we are again on Moose Jaw This Week, and I'm the host, Lyle Johnson, and we are in the choir loft at Zion United Church. And my guest, Dorothy Yakiwchuk, decided that would be a wonderful place to talk about what we're going to be talking about today. Dorothy, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's really nice to be part of this program.
Yeah. And we're going to today talk about the Cantabile Connection's annual Christmas concert. And it's going to take place on December the 1st at 2:30, right here in where we're sitting.
Right, exactly in this loft. This is where we practice, and this is where we will be performing.
Yeah. And Dorothy, the Cantabile Connection has been together for a few years. How many years do you know?
Well, I've been asked this a few times now, and different people say different things. But I think we are now together for 17 or 18 years, so it's a long time that we've been together and singing together. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And of course, we were talking about some people, I said, has there anybody been here since the beginning? You're thinking, well, maybe Brian Mikulak.
Yes, and also Kathy Sudum Young is back, and she was the original, and Brenda Johnson is one of the originals. There's others that were sort of in the first 3 years, I would say, and I don't want to miss anybody, but yes, we do still have some people, but it's always nice to have new people, and that is ongoing. The choir has evolved.
It's a living organism. People come, people go, people go away, then they come back, because it's a wonderful way to celebrate music. And you're taking that upon yourself to do that is quite a credit to you. So good job, Dorothy.
Well, thank you very much. And I would just like to also mention that everybody in the choir is a volunteer. That's the accompanist, myself, and the musicianship that often accompanies the choir. Everybody is a volunteer, and that makes it, I think, a very meaningful outreach that Zion United Church provides. And so this year also, because there are proceeds, and this year the proceeds from the concert is going to Community Under the Dome. This is a heritage site, heritage building, and as well as we like to support the local charities, and Riverside Mission is one of them.
It's going to be the benefactor of that, yeah. And we were talking before we came on here, we looked up at that dome. It's just such an impressive thing. You said, well, one of the issues that has to be dealt with the dome is insulation.
Yes, the dome is one of the areas of high risk right now, and so Community Under the Dome is looking at that particular project, and we're right now still working with engineers and getting all that put together. It's a process. It's not quick, and what we do as Community Under the Dome isn't always visible for people to see, but it's very, very important.
You're telling me about the walls. You look at the walls and say, what about the walls? She goes, oh, the walls were one of the latest projects.
Yes, as a matter of fact, that was done actually by the maintenance of the church as well, because it's a partnership between Community Under the Dome, the fundraising that we do for the envelope, but also the inside. The church takes ownership of that, and we've had wonderful volunteers that have actually scraped and polyfilled and painted it, and the church looks really nice for this Christmas season.
Oh, it certainly does. And people, again, when they come for your concert and for the other events that take place here during the Christmas time, the Optimus Choir Festival and stuff, will be enjoying the great facility that we have in our community. And let's talk about the concert itself. There's some pretty exciting things happening now. You've got 45 members, give or take.
Yes, we do have 45 members. And what is really neat is this year is our highest number of choristers that we have. And we even have to put some of them into the organ pit to stand and to facilitate all of them to be in the choir loft. And what a wonderful, wonderful testimony that is to making music together.
Yeah. So all Christmas music?
No, it's not all Christmas music. Actually, we have, instead of calling it maybe just a Christmas concert, it is a winter concert with a Christmas focus on it. Yeah. So we do quite a eclectic style of music, and this year we have a very interesting first selection that I think everybody wants to be on time for, and we do finish with some Baroque music. So basically, we go from we have gospel, we have contemporary music, Love Can Build a Bridge. We do something from Sesame Street, and we have all ages. We hope that come to the concert. So we like to provide that variety, as well as we do Baroque at the end, where we have the Hallelujah Chorus, and we're doing something from Haydn this year. So it's and we have an orchestra.
So tell me, the orchestra is quite something.
Yeah, well, it's really nice to add something different. And this year we have strings and a cello coming, and a flautist, and that contribution of musicianship from the community, it's really valued, and layering that. It's so much fun.
And you were here this afternoon, like when we were taping, but you are also here because you're practicing tonight. You were setting things up to get ready so that when people walk in tonight, everything's in place.
Well, yes, that's kind of what you do. It's kind of like getting ready for the practice, and it's also welcoming for the musicians as well as for the choristers. It's all in place, and then we want to be productive.
And there's no reason not to be.
We hope. Yeah.
So we also have, talking about the choir and doing their songs. Are you doing a cappella this year?
Oh, we're doing actually the first number is a cappella. Funny that you would ask, and it has other things as well that's added. So that's really a kind of a neat piece. And yes, we do some a cappella, and we do things with piano, and then we add some instruments, maybe a flute, and the next time we'll have the whole orchestra. We try to really mix it up, and we want it to be interesting. We like it to be a time for everybody to enjoy. There's something for everybody.
And how long will the concert last? It starts at 2:30, so...
Yes, it'll be an hour and a half.
So
With an intermission as well, so there's like a 10-minute intermission.
And people can pick up tickets come right down here to the church office at most times from 10 till 3 or 4 daily.
Yeah, 9:30 till 3 on Monday through Friday. And there's somebody here over the lunch hour as a rule. It's probably a good thing to call ahead at 692-3842 is the church office number. And also choristers, if you know anybody that's singing in the choir, call them. They also carry tickets as well.
And you do a lot of the ticket selling yourself because people stop you on the street and say, Dorothy, have you got tickets?
Well, some do, yes. Yes. And I'd always have them in my purse ready to go. Yes, I do.
And tickets, of course, they're $12 at the door, but if you buy them early, it's only $10.
Only $10, yes. And I'd also like to mention that we have, instead of one accompanist, we have two accompanists this year, and they are also choristers. So
who are they?
It's Diane Brooke and Jane Baricki, and they're also singers as well as accompanists. And it shows the depth of what is within the choir. Yeah.
Well, it's a great musical tradition to be involved in a choir, but people who are in the choir themselves may have other interests as well. Like somebody I'm talking to is now into violin.
Yes, late in life I took up the violin. I just totally love it, and playing an orchestra. But yes, it's really nice. It's good to learn something new. It's very good.
And of course, keeping you on your toes because and keep your fingers nimble. But also, it's another way of expressing yourself musically, and that's what people who join the choir themselves might want to find a way of expressing them. And not every community has a choir like this.
Well, I think it is rather unique in the sense that we do have two choir members that once lived in Moose Jaw, moved to Regina, are still commuting back into the choir. Really? So I think that's pretty special. Yeah.
And for you, of course, being the director of this, do you choose the music, or is it group choices or inputs?
Well, it's pretty much me that picks it, and I try to provide the variety. I do encourage from the choir members to, if they have something that they really like, and then we look to see if there is an arrangement for SATB, and if we can, we do, and if not, well, I just keep looking and I hear other choirs, and YouTube is an amazing resource, actually, because you'll hear something, you think, maybe that would be really a good thing that we could put into our repertoire. And then there's other places, it's everywhere. It's easy to get, actually, in some ways, and yet you have to make sure that it fits for the choir that you have.
And what's your, you said SATB, that's of course for the lesson musically knowledgeable people. I'd look at high school to see soprano, alto, tenor, and bass are the four groups of SATB. But they look at them and you look at the music and say, well, this is strong for boys or strong for men. And do we have the men who can carry this? Or, like the Hallelujah Chorus has great varieties of challenges for each group.
Well, yes, you have to know the choir. You have to know the commitment from the choir. And sometimes it's a bit of a risk that I will buy the music and hopefully that people will be returning. And it's quite amazing that if somebody cannot return, there's always seems to be somebody that comes and fills that spot that may be new to the community, and they come and it's wonderful. It does work, but it can be a little bit of a nervous thing for a conductor. You do buy your music ahead of time. There's a financial commitment. It's always turned out. So.
And of course, yeah, we're going to do a song that features the men, and then the choir has 44 women and one guy. That happens, but this choir is really well balanced, isn't it?
Well, it is. We really have. We've got a packed full back row of men, which is wonderful. We have lots of basses, lots of tenors. I am so thankful for the men. They're very special. The ladies are too, and I don't want to exclude them because it's a combined balance. But we have a nicely balanced choir. I'm thankful for that.
And that's why people will enjoy coming. So the dates, again, I'll let you summarize and tell people where they can get tickets and stuff.
Okay, the tickets are available at Zion United Church at the church office at 692-3842. And the date is December the 1st. It's a Sunday afternoon at 2:30. And I might add there's refreshments and coffee after for visiting for people. I think that's really a nice community environment for everybody. So it is. It's Sunday afternoon. It's not far away. Get your tickets now. And I hope I see many people from the community at the concert.
Well, you've always had great success with people coming. It's been pretty much a full house for you. And because they appreciate good music and, of course, the efforts of our community choir that get together to make this happen. So thanks, Dorothy.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay. When we'll come back, we're going to be talking about another kind of arts, and that'll be dancing. So find out how that's involved with the this time of the season, and I hope to see you back as soon as we break away for these interesting messages.